Welcome to part 2 of the 9x9 cave door tutorial. I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet, so we're going to be working on the sides. Let's just get right into it. So now on to the sides. First thing you're going to want to do is get out an obsidian block, place one there and there. Then put two sticky pistons, one facing towards the front of the door and one facing up. Then get out a redstone block, place it right there. Temporary block and then a piston facing into where you placed the obsidian block. Then 3 torches, one to the top and 2 to the sides of that piston. 2 blocks, one down, one up. Then a 4-tick repeater. Piston facing up right there, and then torches to either side. This is something you're going to have to change. Replace this glass block with a slab. I did it in a previous attempt at recording the sides, and it didn't work out, but replace those 2 glass blocks with slabs. Then put blocks above those torches. Piston, 2 sticky pistons, and then an obsidian block, just like so. And you can now mirror all of this to the back side, so block down, up, 4-tick repeater, your obsidian, and then the piston facing up into the obsidian, your torches on either side, then those 2 blocks, piston, 2 sticky pistons, and then, although, one second, need to move this. So then your piston there, 2 sticky pistons, and then an obsidian block. You can put observers facing up on top of your 4 sticky pistons, and then take out 3 observers, 1 observing that dust, and then 2 facing up into a block. It's good to do this now while you still have space. I'm going to quickly remove that. Observer facing up, and now you can replace your piston. There we are, just like so. And so now that you've got all of that, you can start filling in your walling. Put a block, sticky piston, obsidian, block, obsidian, 5 blocks, block, obsidian, sticky piston, and then a block. I don't know why that was broken. Put 1 obsidian, 2 obsidian, then 3 with a 4th block, and then repeat this to the front side. 1 obsidian, 2 obsidian, 3 with a 4th, and then put 4 obsidian just like so. 4 blocks, 3 blocks, 2 blocks, 4, 3, 2. And then get out your slime. Put 2, 3, 4 slime, and then do the same on the front. There we are. You can use these observers to position your sticky pistons. 2, and then 3. Get out normal pistons. Put 4, just like so. Then a 5th, and you can use this one to position your sticky pistons for the quad. There we are. Put down a temporary block and then use it to position the sticky pistons for your back quad. And then you can mirror everything else to the back. 2 sticky pistons, 3, and then your normal pistons just like so. Put a sticky piston there, and there. 3 sticky pistons for your top triple, although you need to move the other sticky piston to there. There we are. Then your 3 slime, 2 normal pistons, your 2 sticky pistons for the double, and then your other normal piston, just like so. Now, 4 obsidian in that pattern, 3 blocks, 3 obsidian in that pattern, and then 2 more, or 2 blocks, and then 2 more obsidian. Once you've got that, you can fill in your walling. Put a piston, sticky piston, facing towards the front right there, and then you can fill in the rest of your walling, although you will need to break out a little bit. Go up to there. Now put down another 4 obsidian, just like so. Position your 3 sticky pistons for the top triple with the slime. 3 blocks, 3 more obsidian. your normal pistons, your 2 sticky pistons for the double, and then 2 blocks and 2 obsidian. Put in your last normal piston, and now fill in your wall. Sticky piston facing towards the back, and then finish off your walling. Your layout's almost done. Go over here, place a block, and then 2 sticky pistons to the top and side of it. Then a block down here, and 2 sticky pistons to the bottom and side of it. There we go. And then mirror this to the back side. Block, 2 sticky pistons, then a block, and your 2 sticky pistons. Whoop, there we are. Just like so. That is the layout for your side completely finished, and now we can get into the proper wiring. So first things first, put 2 normal pistons facing up, then a piston facing in towards that direction with a torch, and then a sticky piston facing up with a block on its face. Go over here, put an obsidian block right there, a sticky piston facing up with a container of some sort. It can be a cauldron with water or a chest / hopper with an item. Fill it up and then put a comparator right there. Mirror this to the front side. Whoop. Just be careful when placing the water to not misclick, as it can ruin a bunch of the things down here. Fortunately, things like repeaters and comparators can be waterlogged, but dust cannot. So, gotta be careful. Now put an obsidian block. This will be a bit awkward to place if you're not on mobile, but then put a piston facing into the obsidian block, and then torch and a torch. Get out dust and place a dust right there. And then mirror this to the back side, so your obsidian block, piston facing into it. There we are. 2 torches, and then your dust. Once you've got that, go down here, place a block, and then on top of it a 3-tick repeater. Block right there, and then an observer facing up, just like so. Torch, block, piston facing down, torch there and there, 2 blocks, and then a repeater on 1 tick right there. 3rd torch so that you can power this piston in time, and then 2 observers, just like that. Take a 4-tick repeater output from there, 4 observers running up into a block right there, and a block right there, observer running into a block, and then dust and dust. This will make it so that when that observer fires, you get the full floor flattening for your doubles and triples. Once you've got that, you can mostly mirror this to the other side. Going to want to take first of all, put down 3 blocks here, just like so. 2 4-tick repeaters. And then you can go over to here, block, 4-tick repeater, dust, block just like so, torch, block, and then 3 torches, 2 blocks, and then a repeater on 1 tick. And then you can take an observer output running into there. Once you've got that, you can also take an observer output and run it into there, just like so. And you're ready to give your sides a test. So as you can see, you get the partial extension of your triples. But, yes, this is something that I forgot to show you guys earlier. Reason for this is the bottom activates sooner than the sides, and because the bottom is what powers this sticky piston for the final retraction of your triples, it can get messed up. But it's very easy to fix once you've finished off replacing everything in your layout. just put obsidian blocks. And so now you can see that you've gotten the extension of your doubles, partial extension of your triples, and there you go. You get the retraction of your triples as well. The floor flat or the wall flattening will come a little bit later. I'll show you how to do that in a bit. Now on to wiring the rest of the sides. This can get a bit fiddly, so be very careful. And wait until I activate things before you activate it, because if I mess up, I don't want you guys having to fix everything yourselves. So, first things first, get out an observer. Have an observer facing down right here into a block. Then get out your torches. Put torch there and there. Or not there. Put a piston facing that way. Then an observer facing to another piston. Might need to break out some slime facing up. Just like so. There we go. And then you need to find a way out. You might not be able to, but there we are. If need be, you can always break things out. Just make sure that you replace them later. And then go over here. Sticky piston with a block on its face. Observer. Piston. And then another observer facing up. And this is always awkward to get out of. There we go. On top of this observer, place a 4-tick repeater. This whole weird setup here is got multiple functions. First of all, the third extension of your bottom triples will be handled by this, which is going to be connected to a pressure plate right here. And that pressure plate will have a lot of cooldown. It'll also activate this. So this will retract, then this will activate, which will pulse that obsidian block, retracting the second retraction of your triple piston extender, and that it just generally helps out with the timings. It also serves another function to get in the third retraction of your quad through this thing right here. As you can see, that pulses. It'll be faced up into this obsidian block right here, which has dust on it. So to continue, put a block right there, 4-tick repeater on it. These two 4-tick repeaters will both be powered by the armor stands here and here. And seeing as we're getting to that point, you can prepare to put your armor stands down, but it's way easier if you put in the entities last. Until then, first of all, break out these 3 blocks, and then have 3 sticky pistons facing in, just like so. Sticky piston facing down, and then your 2 redstone blocks. This is to get in the final extension of your quad. Then have a piston facing up, 3 blocks, redstone block, and then 4 more blocks. Dust on these 4, just like so. Temporary block on top of that dust, and then a piston facing down. Once you got that, get out glass. Glass there, block there, 2-tick repeater, and then a dust. You can mirror this to the other side as well. This dust will be the final extension for your triples right here, as you can see. It'll go 1, 2, and then 3. But we're not quite there yet. There we go. 2-tick repeater. Go over here, put a sticky piston facing down with an observer on its face, facing down as well. Do the same thing on this side. This is going to be the final retraction for your quad. It comes in quite late. Put observer facing there and there, both towards the middle block of your door. This will help with the final retraction of your triples. Then dust, obsidian, dust, and this is part of the layout that I forgot to show you guys. You need to put a immovable transparent block right here. This is just to make it so that you don't accidentally power certain parts of your triple for too long. It can be any transparent immovable block, so for example you can use a jukebox right here. You can use a enchantment table, which is pretty expensive, but I personally prefer a black shulker box as it blends in quite nicely. It's technically not immovable, but slime can't pull it, as you can see. So I used that. But again, any immovable transparent block will do. Then put a sticky piston facing down with a redstone block on its face, just like so. Get an observer. You can put away your shulker boxes, although you will actually need it for the other side, so I'm going to quickly put it in. Over here, replace that with a transparent immovable. Then your 2 dust. Now you can put it away until you get to the other side. Put an observer facing down right there. Dust. Then 2 obsidian and 3 more dust. Do the exact same over here. Observer facing down. Dust. 2 obsidian and then 3 dust. Later on you'll need to cut off this dust so you can place in these pistons for now. And the way that you cut it off is actually pretty weird. You take a torch, but because you can't have this torch always activated, I had to find a way to make it so that this would deactivate sooner. So sticky piston, block, block, and there's your dust to activate it. It's pretty weird, but it makes it so that once this activates, that immediately deactivates. Pretty useful. You can do this on the other side as well if you'd like. There we go. So now once you've got that, you need to start building in a little bit of the ceiling. I might just quickly put in the entire layout for now, because a lot of the ceiling wiring links up to your side wiring. So first of all, place a little X of obsidian, just like so. Then 4 blocks, 2 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 obsidian, 4 and 2, then your 5 obsidian. There we go. Put down 6 slime blocks, 2, 1, 2, 1, then a block right here, and 4 slime blocks, 2 temporary blocks, a 3rd temporary block, and then put in your inner double piston extender and your 3 quads. There we are. Put 2 temporary blocks from there, and then 3 pistons for your triple. 2 temporary blocks, and then 3 pistons for your triple. 2 temporary blocks there, and then your doubles. And then put in your sticky pistons facing down for your singles. Go in here, put a piston facing down, 2 observers, and then a piston facing down and then a block. This just makes it so that you don't have to hard power this slime. Normally the way I do it is I would hard power this slime to activate that piston, but now all you have to do is power this, as you can see. And the way that you do that is with a observer slider up here, but I'll show you guys how to do that once we actually get onto the top wiring. Now to mirror that all to the front, so 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, and 2, then 10 obsidian, just like so. Those blocks need to be put in, then 6 slime, 2, 1, 2, 1, put a block right there, and then 4 slime, 3 temporary blocks, you can break out those 2, and then put in your quads and your inner double. There we go. Put in those temporary blocks so you can position your triples. 2 temporary blocks, and then these doubles, just like so. Put in your singles. Go in here, put your piston facing down, your 2 observers, then the piston facing down there with the block. Now place in a total of 7 normal pistons facing down. There we go. Then 4 more. Sticky piston facing down there, same thing over here. Now you can mirror that all to the back side. So go in here, start off with your 7 normal pistons facing down. 4 more. Then you can cover it all up. Then put a sticky piston facing down right there and right there. And now you're ready to get started connecting up what you need on the top for the sides. So get out dust, dust there, block, then a 1-tick repeater, 1-tick repeater, dust, and then 4 blocks, each with 4-tick repeaters on them, just like so. Block, observer facing down, then a 4-tick repeater and another observer facing down, dust, block, and then a dust, or 2 more dust. Sticky piston facing up with a redstone block on its face. This will come in use later. Then an observer detecting it running into that sticky piston. You can mirror this all to the front side, so dust, block, repeater, repeater, and dust. 4 more blocks. Then your 4 ticks. Block with dust. Observer facing down with a 4-tick repeater on it, and then another observer facing down. Block. 2 more dust, and then a sticky piston facing up with a redstone block on its face, and observer observing it running into a block. Put blocks there and there. Block, block. Torches there and there. Observer, and actually, really quickly, before we continue, before we block everything off, glass block there. 4-tick repeater. Running into a block. Glass block, 4-tick repeater, and now you can continue with your observer facing down into a block. Observer facing down there and there, 4-tick repeater, 4-tick repeater. Have this running all the way down to that dust. There we are. And then I believe that's all you need. So now you can put in your entities. So get out armor stands, minecarts, and rails. Rail, minecart, armor stand in the minecart, break out the rail, 2 temporary blocks, and then a piston with a glass block. Push the glass block into the armor stand, then quickly power and depower that piston, and put the pressure plate on top of that glass block. Then armor stands there and there, 2 temporary blocks, pistons with glass blocks in front of them, pushing the glass blocks into the armor stands, just like so. And then you can put pressure plates there and there. Now I believe you're ready to give the door a test. So as you can see, you have your quads extending, and the top triples and doubles. Your triples at the bottom have also finished. And now, when you flick the lever once more, you can see that you get the full retraction of the sides. Now to flatten the walls, as you can see, you got a little bit of the wall flattening in. First of all, you're going to need to refire this. So take a 4-tick repeater output from down here, faced up into there. And for now, we can just update those observers to flatten the wall. And then over here, this is where this 4-tick repeater line comes into play. First of all, you're going to need to replace this, so put an obsidian block, then a piston faced into the obsidian block, torch there and there, then dust, break that out, put a block right there, and then a 1-tick repeater. There we go. And then have an observer faced up into a piston, which is updating an observer, which double pulses this sticky piston with an observer on its face, running into a block, 2 more blocks, 2 dust, and then an observer detecting the dust running into there. The reason you need this weird setup is because if you just have this fire once, this observer won't be able to detect it. So you need the double firing in order for the dust to remain activated long enough for the observer to detect it. There we go. And once you have that, you give your lever a flick. You should see your sides will still all extend. We'll get to there. One last thing you need to do is torch, block, 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 and then a 1-tick repeater. And then mirror this to the other side. Torch, block, torch, your 2 blocks, and then a 1-tick repeater. There we go. And now you can see this side is completely finished. There we go. And oh, I placed the observer wrong. You can see your wall flattening is all in too. Now, to copy everything over to the other side. So what I'm about to say in this next clip is inaccurate. I'm not going to be showing you or like putting in the video the full recording of me building the other side. I'm just going to be showing you the bits that you need to change on the bottom in order for the sides to work. So next clip is rather short and we're almost done. So the wiring for this side I'm going to be doing a little bit faster. I'm not going to be explaining quite as much because I've already shown you the other side and explained what I wanted to. So this will be faster. It might not be sped up, but the commentary and building is going to be a little hard to follow. So just general rule of thumb is build what I built over there with a very few minor changes. First minor change is, and I forgot to revert this because I've already tried recording and I forgot to turn on my microphone. You need to break out that observer in this block and then replace it with obsidian. Then you can put your 2-tick repeater back and then replace your observer. This is just because you're going to need to have a piston facing in there, and you don't want this to get moved because it would break your quintuple wiring. Go over here, piston, obsidian, and then a sticky piston facing up into it, block of redstone, then get out your torches, top, side, and side of that piston, block, and then a block up, 4-tick repeater running into it, and then do the same on the front side, block, block up, and then a 4-tick repeater running into it. Obsidian block, your piston facing up, torches on either side, and then just like the other side, you need to break out this glass and replace it with a slab. There we go. Then your obsidian block, piston facing up into it, and then torches either side. Get your blocks, put a block there, and there, and there. So that's just about all I'm going to be showing you for this side, because this side is pretty much the exact same as the other one. The only minor difference being the location of the obsidian block, and of course me just reminding you the need to change those glass blocks to slabs. Other than that, it's all the exact same, so you can just rewatch the tutorial and build it on the other side. And with that, I hope you all enjoyed. That's part 2 of the tutorial. Part 3 will hopefully be coming out soon after this one. I'm ViscosComb24, and I'll see you next time.